Welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you a game that is only called just 28. And 28 is a game that is about the trams in the city of Lisbon. And you can see what 28 is just by looking at the box cover. This is the Lisbon Tram, the 28. There's the number there. And what you see in the back is a real place in Lisbon. That's the city's cathedral, or call it in Portuguese Sé. It's a typical touristical place, and the 28th passes through and in very iconic places in the city. Actually, we'll see those in the game because this will be like a pick and delivery game that you will be traveling along Lisbon, and you'll be picking passengers and taking them where they want to go, a la Ticket to Ride. So yeah, let's see what is inside. The game is from Mibo. Oh, did you hear that? That's important. Did you hear that? That sign. Okay, sorry for the noise, but there's a sound there that is very important because I'm going to show you what is inside. Okay. So before going into the contents, just to show you, so there's the world map there where it shows Portugal, and then Portugal, the famous cities, which includes Lisbon there. Okay. And the same thing in all the sides. Hey, it keeps ringing, yeah. So that's the sound of the trams. Let's take a look at the manual. Yeah, so this is how the manual looks. That's going to be the board that I will show you. It's not a difficult game, but the manual is quite broad and open. Big images for you to see everything. Okay, then if I take the board out, that's how the game looks. There's a bag with meeples inside, the player boards, cards, and there's this very interesting thing. Yeah, that's the sound from the trams. Okay, so let's just open the board and I'll start showing you the things and how the game works. I only realized now how big this map can be because I had some trouble into trying to fit everything in camera in order to show you the full map of Lisbon. This is not on scale, or places are spread in very different ways. It's not 100% accurate what Lisbon is. Sorry, I just hit the camera, but it's the only way for me to show you everything. So there are the very traditional places in the city, which includes here Pantheon, the Sé, which is the building you saw in the cover of the game, Praça do Comércio, Jerónimos, the Discovery Padrão dos Descobrimentos, the Belém Tower, o Rocio Square, Estrela, and you see more there, Car, Muxiado. So those are the touristical places that you need to visit and leave the passengers. So by passengers, what I mean is inside this bag, you have meeples from different colors. Right, so in the beginning of the game, and by the way, this is the 4-player. You see here on the side, this is the 4-player version of the board. On the other side, you have the 2-player and the 3-player. But in the beginning of the game, you put randomly in the bus stops or the tram stops that are across the map. You put these meeples randomly, being there waiting for the tram. And so during your game, you'll have the ability to move around and pick those. And you want to pick those because there will be these cards, which the number of cards depends on the number of players, which includes the destination, the points that you'll give in the end of the game, and the passengers that are required. So imagine that we take Jerónimos as one of the cards. As Jerónimos is taken out, so it goes there with other 3 cards. And so the game comes with these meeples, which are the destination cones, and you just mark on the map like this here. You know, there's a destination there, like highlighting a arrow for that point, saying, hey, you need to come here. So now all the players know there is an objective available, which is leaving 2 reds, 1 blue, and 1 green into Jerónimos. These are the players. Everyone starts here in the middle. Okay. And then you move around the city doing that. The game comes with this big deck of cards, lots and lots of cards, where the pack is the art of the game box. And on the other side, what you have is these are the tickets that move the trains around, or the cards are the resource that you need to do your actions. So basically on your turn, you are allowed to do 2 actions. You can use up to 2 actions. Actions could be move, pick, or deliver, right? So if you want to move, for example, and you start with some of the cards in your hand, and you are here in this example, and you want to move there, you need to spend 1 action and 1 ticket of any color in order to move. So in this example, probably I would do something like, I have these colors in my hands and I have those meeples there. So I would want to save the red one, the blue one, and the yellow one in order for me to use them to pick. So I could spend, for example, the green to make 1 movement, because you move like 1 for every stage, every stop. And then I use, as a second action on my turn, I would use these 3 then to pick those 3 meeples there. And because I've chosen the pink for any reason, for no special reason, the pink tram, just for the sake of this example, when I pick this by discarding the cards, I fit them here on my tram. So this is my tram, there it is, my tram, traveling. So all players in the beginning, they are stuck with just maximum 2 of each color, which you can upgrade during the game in order to have the other places available. Okay. So in terms of upgrades, you have 4 upgrades that you can do during the game in these regions here. So you see there's the red upgrade there, and then across the map there's the green here on this side, the yellow there, and the blue here. Okay, once you go there, you can also spend 3 cards of that given color in order to unlock an upgrade. Okay, so the upgrades could be 1 free move, so you could move anywhere free once. Then you can have the upgrade of being able to transport 8 more passengers. This is very good. Then another very good upgrade is you can do a 3rd action on your turn. Imagine so, being able to do 1 extra action. That's almost mandatory. And the one that I don't think that is mandatory is this one. You can draw 3 passengers and choose 1. That's because there will be a moment in the game where you'll have lots of cards in your hand, because you draw cards in the end of the game, in the end of your round. So you can accumulate lots of cards. So in this situation, you can come here with lots of cards in your hand, not only those 3. So you can ask for another player to randomly take out of the bag, by chance, another meeple and put it here. So then, because you pushed a bit your luck, you are now forced to have those 3 plus 1 red. If you have, and if you can fit on your bus, on your tram, that's fine. You were able to take 4 instead of 3. But if you are not able to pay this last one, you cannot take anyone. You are always forced to take all the passengers. There's no passengers staying on the tram stops. That's not how it works. The tram always takes everyone, but you need to have tickets in order to be able to put them in. So if you don't have, that's why it's a push or luck. But with this upgrade, the last one, you take 3 out of the bag and then you choose 1. So you have high probability of choosing something that you have on your tickets, and you be able to play. So once you will unlock your upgrades, you then use these meeples, these cylinder kind of meeples here, to mark the upgrades that you've bought, and that's it. You can always use 3 cards of the same color to replace for a color that you don't have. Okay, it's a way for you to trade cards for the colors that you need. And also, when you're traveling, you normally use 1 action to move 1 space, but if in the same action, instead of using 1 ticket, you use 2, 3, 4 of the same color, so for example here I have 4 greens, I could in 1 action, in 1 movement action, spend the 4, and then I would move 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could get very fast, very far away in just 1 move by using tickets of the same color. Okay. Be aware that also bus stops are only stops if they have passengers. So here, for example, if I want to go from here, if I'm here for some reason and I want to go there, this doesn't count as a stop because there is no one there. So basically I'm one distance away from there because I'm not forced to stop here. Okay. You may be asking, so that's an interesting game, but why does the ring bell is needed? What's the purpose of the ring bell? The purpose of the ring bell is very funny. So imagine that you're here and you want to go here. You spend your card, one card, and you go here. So in this example, you need to stop because there are passengers here. But when you do that, you cannot stop because there's already another player on that place. So what you need to do is, that's why the game comes with this ring. You need to announce that you are going in that direction. Like imagine the city, crowded, cars in the street, and trams trying to pass by. This tram has a schedule to fulfill. It needs to pass by. So what it does is like, and then it pushes the other player forward, and he needs to decide if he wants to go left or right because there's a crossroad here. So imagine it would go here, and then you take the place where he was. Okay. When this happens, this is a good thing for both players because could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. But one of the consequences is that both players involved in the ping in this part, they all get a new ticket card. So it's a way for you to draw cards. Okay? And you can continue to do another movement and make the tram go forward, etc. And that's how this thing is used. Okay. How does the game end? So remember that we had these objectives here. Every time you deliver the people, the passengers, to the specific locations, those meeples go away from the board. They stay outside until you need to replenish the bag. Okay, but the card itself that you take from the top, you put it next to your player board like this. Then once you have another card, you can choose if you put it either on the left or on the right of your current cards. So you could put it like here, for example. And if I do that, I'm connecting also these green tickets and these blue tickets. So those will be extra points in the end of the game. And then if I later on get another card, I can choose, if I put it here, I won't benefit from the tickets because blue and red don't connect. So probably I would put here then because I have red here. So imagine the game ends like this, and the game ends where when someone has five tickets, the game ends. So this will be 1 point, 2, 4 points, 6, 7, 8 points. That would be my final scoring. That's it. So yeah, this was 28, the game about Lisbon and Lisbon trams. I hope you enjoyed it to the point that you consider hitting that like button and subscribing. I have a playlist, many playlists dedicated to board games, as well as for all the major card games out there in the market. And also I have a podcast, which I call the Table Talks, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their projects, their stories, their profiles while playing board games online with them. So I definitely think that you'll find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you on the next videos. Thank you. Goodbye.